Capricorn, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Today we're going to do a reading for you for the rest of September. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. I'm diving straight into the pre-shuffled oracle messages first. You have a very beautiful current of support coming your way. I do believe you've been working, I wouldn't even say diligently. I think it's coming out naturally as part of your path. A reminder of unity. You have the card of unity consciousness. Let me make sure I have this in focus here, y'all. Unity consciousness. Now, what does this mean? This is the consciousness of the new earth, and it's about the collective intelligence. I saw it this morning while I was sipping coffee, and I saw this huge spider web. You know, it's knowing that we are part of one giant woven fabric of light, and that our very pathway of healing is around remembering our collective intelligence. There's something about you weaving magic on your own path of healing, connecting to something greater than yourself, Capricorn. 34 at the top. Some of you have a magic number 34. I don't know if you can see that. And that breaks down in numerology to the number 7. And 7 is a very high vibration number of cosmic intelligence. So there's something around you tapping into your own divine cognitive, collective intelligence to bring about some sort of unifying principle within you. I'm also getting that this is around healing your way through something with another. Okay, I'm getting that you're trying to bring unity, whether it's a family member in you, a friend in you, or a partner or love interest. It's something about healing is necessary at this time from what's happened, or building that bridge between you. I just heard building a bridge between you and remembering, right, that we're all part of one giant web of creation, and seeing that web of life this month will be very helpful for you on your pathway of healing. Let's go deeper, but it's a beautiful message because unity is all about where we're going as a collective. And when we keep that in our frame of focus, it really informs everything that we encounter. You know, I am just as much a part of you as you are a part of me watching this. I am just a mirror of you having a conversation with yourself right now. So everything I'm saying is really you talking with yourself. It's beautiful, Capricorn. I love that about unity consciousness. That what happens to me happens to you, and vice versa. It's our shared remembrance. So it's a very deep current that you could be made aware of, especially involving another person that you've been dealing with. It feels like, I don't know, I feel like you've had some hardship, some hurt feelings around someone. Yeah, I mean, just looking down, we have the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. That's like you tiptoeing around a situation, the walking on eggshells I'm hearing, withdrawing your energy, holding on to a feeling of distrust. Let's go deeper. That's just something that came out. I just felt this like uneasiness. And Spirit is kind of tapping you and saying, you know, what is this teaching you? What is the lesson here, Capricorn? Ooh. I just read for Virgo, and there could be something around you removing some sort of lack mentality or fear of scarcity on your road to abundance, 10 of Pentacles, or on your road to your whatever you're deeply committed to for the long term, whatever you've been building, Capricorn. Let's see. You have this divine intelligence. I don't know any Capricorns that aren't extremely intelligent, hardworking, productive individuals. Like you, a lot of the creative geniuses out there, you know, your nuclear physicists and your chemists and your scientists of the world are Capricorns. All right, I'm getting a sense of, oh, no wonder. I'm looking at your recent past now. Yeah. We have the Tower, the Page of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. So like I said, I felt like there was something around you whatever it was like something that started out small in your heart, like a new beginning that you were putting some of your heart energy into. It could have been anything. I'm not going to really surmise what the story is about there, other than the fact that in your recent past, you had an awakening around not trusting something you initially were investing yourself in energetically from the heart with this Page of Cups. All right. I can give examples. You started dating someone, red flags. Or you started going towards, you got a job offer and you were like, boy, I'm initially very excited about this, but I don't know. Something tells me it's not the right path. And this relates to yourself. This is about, Page of Cups is also the card of friendship. You may have a friend around you that they might be going through a tower moment in the past. And you, we're helping them navigate a dicey situation. It could be for some of you as well. So that's just examples. As it relates to self, this is you also becoming aware of your own need to focus on the things that inspire you. I mean, Page of Cups is that tentative flirting with, the new in your life and going towards it and trusting in it. And this could be, like I said, a new way of seeing the fabric of your own life as it relates to the unified whole, the field of collective consciousness, so to speak. Let's keep going. So I'm going to keep shuffling here. I want to get the overall general energy for the rest of the month. That came spilling out. Judgment. Yeah, you've been making some really big decisions around your expansion, around your transformation, especially around your connections and around healing, some inner wounding. I'm getting inner wounding, inner child stuff. Holding, I was talking about that in the weekly message around that tiny dancer within us all that just wants to come out and play. Page of Cups is that youthful, free-spirited, I just want to go out and play kind of energy. If life has gotten kind of serious in your work or whatever have you, you're going through a total renewal, rebirth around a connection that deeply needs to be balanced. There's been some sort of instability and some sort of connection in your life. Someone that you have history with. Could be relatively recent history or long-term history. Let's keep going. I said keep shuffling. Woo! All right. I'm going to take this for the opportunity. 3 fell out. I just take whatever spirit wants to send. But we have, again, like I said, I felt like this deep need of okay, we got some healing to do here. There's been a buildup. And you pulled your energy back because once you start walking around in eggshells, in a situation, you're starting to compromise too much of yourself for sacrificing, you for the needs of others around you or a certain individual. So in your opportunity here, it's around coming maybe out of a little bit of confusion, taking a pause and considering the ways in which something is triggering your wounding. If it doesn't relate to an individual, you definitely had some sort of catalyst. If you find yourself kind of on your own and going through this tremendous rebirth, something catalyzed your healing journey. Something activated it. Not sure if you're still dealing with that individual. In other words, it's just you're now taking a look at the things that you need to unpack. And in this month in particular, you've been deeply investing in the restoration of your own sense of self. And it's beautiful work. It's beautiful work. Like I said, you're looking at the web of life and your place in it, and connecting to something greater than you. And when we do that, like I said, there's wounding, right? But out of that wounding, you grow wiser and stronger, right? He's still standing. He's determined to make it. You're going from the 9 into the 10, and you've collected all of this energy along the way. And sometimes when we get to these places where we feel like you've kind of gone through a little bit of a battle, either with self or with another or others, it's like, all right, the universe has definitely given you a bit of a reprieve or a timeout, or you were called to just, I'm feeling this energy of some of you could have had some challenges around healing. Whenever I see the 9 of Wands and the 4 of Swords and the 7 of Cups, is some confusion around, all right, what do I need to do to feel better, to feel healthier, to get myself in a better, stronger place inside of my mind, body, and spirit, okay? Like I said, this rebirth is happening, and sometimes we've got to go back to the drawing board and change our habits, change, the way we nurture our bodies and our minds. It's beautiful work because when you do that, you're changing your frequency and you're upgrading in certain ways. And you need time for that. Any powerful change takes time. And I think Capricorn, you've been after some sort of a catalytic awakening event in your life, you were called to take a look at some things that you really needed to just sit with. And I'm really glad that you heard that call because it's definitely deepening your sense of self in a very, really profound, beautiful way. But this opportunity this month is to rest. Whenever you feel called, like you could be taking more naps, you could be needing just more hydration, you could be changing your nutrition. There's something around just resting, healing, restoring your energy, coming out of some sort of, I feel like there's been some confusion. And it feels like it's around your heart space, around what's next for you. Yeah, no wonder. Your challenge is you're wrapping up a cycle. I'm not sure how long it's been that you've been in this cycle, but I'm seeing definite signs of you being at the tail end of it. Oh, that's interesting. Who got this? Virgo. Like in the middle at this point, I got like a real itchy nose, which usually is about other people. Like Spirit is indicating that you've had a lot of other people help you kind of catalyze this awareness, awakening of what you needed to heal. You could have been called to, sometimes when I see this combination, it's a call to work with healing professionals, whatever they, alternative practitioners or psychotherapeutic tools. There's something around you going through a beautiful, I call it excavation work, where you're peeling back the layers and you're understanding the psychology of your emotions and deliberately going about the path of transformation. And almost like also what I picked up too with that unity card is you unifying and establishing a direct link with all the chakras. I mean, this is all the planets, but all the different spheres of you and the layers of your lifetime and the decades of your life. There's an integration at play here for you. It's been very powerful. I think that it's almost like you're stitching back together parts of you that got a little dispersed along the way. It feels very like soul retrieval type of work. Some of you are actually doing that kind of work with a shaman, however you like to pronounce it. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Six of Swords is moving on. Flew out in reverse. So you may have felt like you were in some sort of holding pattern. I call it like the airplane circling over the airport. Like, when am I going to land? Which is like you're ready to land at the new destination. And you could have been like in some sort of holding pattern where whatever you try to initiate, if we try to force coming out of a rebirth, it'll feel like you're not ready to land yet. And it gets frustrating if you're trying to push against it. And I think there was a period of time you may have pushed against it, try to jump into a new beginning, and it just led to disaster. And it got maybe a little bit messy. And then you were like, okay, the challenge is that you've had to wait. It's like, the boat that no matter, I was watching the show Alone. I was binging it the last 2 days. It just came out. I love survival stuff. It's very cool. I could never do that, by the way. I could never go to Alaska. And this girl was in this makeshift little boat trying to get these crab pots on the other side of where they were and her team. And she started to get into the current of a tide, and it was starting to take her away, and the nightfall was happening, and she had to just surrender. So I'm getting that they sent me the picture of that, of her on this boat coming, that realization, I got to tap out, universe, the tide, So it's almost like you've had to just surrender and let the tide take you where it may, and realizing that you couldn't be like a one woman or one man army anymore. You might have had this hypervigilance in your lifetime around, I got to do everything myself. It's all on my shoulders, And Spirit's saying, let's start to unpack that a little bit, because you're part of the web of life. You're You're part of the fabric of creation and the magic of the light, of the unity, collective consciousness. So, and the collective intelligence. I think you've been really going through this beautiful change, and it's not comfortable when we are being asked to integrate these things in our awareness, and spirit is putting you on some sort of tide where surrender is a deep, you may have run from it for a time. And sometimes we get kind of clocked with it, right? What's at the bottom of the deck? Nine of Cups. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to take those two. Feels like you're looking at whenever I see this card, I love this card because it's like taming the ego, right? In our 3D reality. But you have the symbol of infinity here. As above, so below. As within, so without. I'm telling you, there's something deeply integrative about your work this month, and it's finally coming to that end point where you're landing the plane and you're taking off into a new chapter. And this chapter is full of a new level of strength of self. Now it's like that marriage between you and your divine wisdom that took some healing work to actually integrate. And out of that is a very beautiful level of personal fulfillment and satisfaction. Knight of Cups is emotional fulfillment. I think that you've been learning how to make yourself happy, Capricorn, dare I say. Doesn't matter if you're in a partnership or single. All right? We're not talking about that here. We're talking about your healing journey and about you being happy within you and watching out for that negative self-talk. Okay, Capricorn? This is beautiful work. I'm very, very pleased to see this. Let's get some clarifications. I want to go into this judgment. I feel like you've been very harshly critical on self. Could be over past events. This tower was pretty big in your life. Whatever fell down, whatever fell apart, it broke you apart. You may have gone into a situation where you thought you could trust in it, trust in your sense of belonging, but I'm getting there's some separation between you and you, or maybe the person you're dealing with them and themselves, and it created distance, emotional distance. And I think you've been trying to find that within you as a result of that lesson. That might be lost on some of you. Not that you're incapable of getting it, but I hope I translated that right. I'm not worried about your ability to hear me on that, because I know that you have the card of collective intelligence here. It's just, did I translate it right? All right. Judgment. Yeah, another Nine of Wands. Gosh, you were deep. Yeah, and another Four of Swords. Yeah. This is that integrative work of all the voices in your head that tell you you're not good enough, you're not worthy. You got to do everything. I'm getting a strong message of a lot of you just feel like it's all on you. Like the burden of separation. And I think that's why the unity card is here. It's like, you're not alone. You're never alone. You're part of the fabric of creation. You know how beautiful that is? It's hard, though, to get to that place. I've been talking with a friend in my life about that. And when you're going through a period of deep separation from others that makes you feel separated from yourself, it can be really difficult. And you know what? We stay there as long as we need to stay there. And there's no judgment, okay? Please don't be hard on yourself. I feel like you could be placing undue strain on yourself right now. Like, I'm just like too wounded, right? To be loved, or I'm too whatever that you're telling yourself. And it's not true. It's not true. Don't let your wounding, don't fight against, and I shouldn't say don't. I would encourage you not to belittle yourself or be hard on yourself around the challenges that your childhood, a lot of you, it's your childhood wounding has posed, or the wounding that you've encountered as an adult in your relationships of not feeling heard. Okay. You're going through this powerful rebirth this month. Like I said, the plane is landing. And this healing work has been profound for you. It's literally that alchemical process of a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? Gaining your phoenix wings this month and taking, I just heard, the road less traveled, because not everyone's willing to surrender to this. I'm telling you, our healing work around our conditioning, patterning, wounding, ancestral trauma, all that, it takes time. It takes a willingness to surrender to self and a willingness to look at ourselves from our deepest depths, from our core wounds. You know, I personally went through about a 7-year process with a therapist around my healing. And I am who I am today because of it. And if you would ask me midway, I mean, it's almost like you feel like fragile when you're in it. So you could be feeling this fragility, this vulnerability that's uncomfortable. It's deeply uncomfortable to feel exposed to oneself, right? To things we don't want to look at. It's like, oh, I just want to stay in the light. No, this is like deep shadow work. Whenever I see these two cards, I mean, this is all, honey, shadow work. It's beautiful. I'm telling you. And when you do that, you stop fighting yourself. Okay, you do. And you stop fighting with others. You start to realize, wow, we're all in this together. You know, no one is above anyone else. We're all souls in these vessels called bodies. Okay, let's keep going. I want to just get one card or whatever comes out on this opportunity, just to continue. Just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. I'm telling you, you've been stuck. And this was in reverse. This is like, all right, I got a new vision for the future. You may have had something that was so profoundly, I'm almost feeling like, I wouldn't say catastrophic, but something shook you. All right. You were shook. And it's almost like you had to come up with a whole new vision for your future that you didn't even envision. It's like, no, you're not going that way. And spirit was like, you need to sit here for a minute. And you're like, I don't even know where I'm going next, but I hope it's good. And it's the opportunity is so clear here. You're going from the 9 to the 10. So you're at the end. You're at the end. And it's coupled with this in reverse, which is, you know what? You surrendered while you did the work, just like I did. Like when you go through, I was midway and I'm like, I got so mad one day. I was at my therapist and I was just so pissed. I was just pissed about everything. And you may feel that way sometimes. You just gotta, it's like trodden through the mud, right? Lotus flower comes out of the mud, right? And you just like keep one, you know, sometimes you feel like you're in quicksand. And sometimes you feel like you got like a little tiny branch, right? That you're just clinging. But you've been like mired in this deep alchemical process of soul evolution and growth and healing and forgiving. Mostly what I've found on the healing journey is you have to look back and forgive yourself. And that allows you to forgive everyone else. Like I said, we started out with that mirror effect, right? You're just having a conversation with yourself right now. All right. So let's get into the challenge here. I want to land this damn plane. I'm tired of circling in the skies, but it gives you a new vision. It's almost like the clouds are parting this month for you. And you're starting to see a new destination unfold. All right, I'm not sure. That came out in reverse. So, yeah. I'm telling you. Wow, Capricorn, you've been going through it. Tons. I see now. You were like, it's almost like everything you were trying to manifest has been getting blocked. And you're like, what freaking gives? Like, this freaking sucks. I know. You've gone through a cycle where whatever you're trying to manifest, it wasn't working out. It just wasn't working out. And that was deeply disappointing. Again, the plane. It's like, it's because sometimes when the universe sets our ass down and nothing is helping us move forward, like you're moving forward conceptually, right? In the integration of self through your wounding and healing. But like the feeling of moving forward with your life and moving on from something, it almost felt like it was never going to end. And so what I'm seeing here, Capricorn, is I'm going to get one more. Yeah. It's been deeply troublesome for you because whenever we get stuck in these phases in our life, it feels like you're like being banned. It's like a desert. I'm in the desert, right? And I'm blind and I don't know where I'm going. And that's, you want to know why we go through that, everyone, on this path of awakening, is so we can see inside. That's the only way. If you can't see anything out, you got to start looking in. And that's what you've been doing. So it can be deeply frustrating, but Spirit's got you and you're coming out of it. You're just showing me how challenging it's been for you. Because you are much like, you're like, what gives? I'm so good at manifesting. But like, whatever I'm trying to do right now, it's like, there's no forward momentum. The only thing that I'm working through is healing, and it's exhaustive, right? That's exhaustive work. I'm telling you, you will look back on this phase of your life and be grateful for it. Not right now. And I'm validating that for you because I know how hard this is. It freaking sucks when you're in it. There's that Judgment again. Nice. Wow. Yeah. It's like a life review midway point for you this month. I'm not sure what has brought this on from your past. I'm getting that you had some sort, maybe just, like I said, multiple experiences that weren't panning out that left you at a standstill and you having to look inward and do this work. It's like that. It's really that Phoenix moment in your life where you're like, well, I can't go anywhere but up from here, right? I've been, kicked, bruised, battered, this 9 of Wands twice. It really is taking that mentality from victimization to the hero's journey. And that's the gap of time we need to bridge between I'm a wounded individual, I can't trust anyone, life sucks. And it doesn't mean, everyone's on different degrees of that. Some of you are really there and have been there for a little bit. Others of you are like, why is nothing working out and the way I'm manifesting? Let me go back to the drawing board and kind of tap back into myself and my own inner being. And like I said, that soul retrieval work. Because what we have here and what you don't see coming in this beautiful integration, as above, so below, with your new level of emotional fulfillment in self, has a lot to do with the decisions that you're making now that feel like quantum leaps around you at a time of harvest. You're going to be plucking new things as you move forward. The holding pattern was there for a reason. And I know how difficult it is, but I think this month you're going to be integrating those parts of yourself. Again, you're going to be almost like reorienting yourself to a new star after this. Whatever process you've been going through, this was part of your blueprint because it's going to set you off in a period of expansion that you would not have reached had you not done this healing work. I'm getting goosebumps now. Okay. I'm here to tell you that you would not reach the level of dream building for your future if you had not done the hard work to prepare the foundation first that you've been doing. Okay, let's get some advice. Woo! Yeah. Yeah. Oh, sweethearts. Try not to, what I'm getting a strong message of, because now we have the Page of Cups in reverse. You could have been going after pursuing or having opportunities that reinforced unrequited love for you. I'm getting that very strongly. Like that's been like your, stumbling block. And your tipping point now is to look at the parts of you that you've rejected that allowed for that timeline to appear to you. And now you're overcoming that. It's a deep, deep, deep process of self-love that you've been undergoing because you don't want to keep reinforcing the belief that you are not worthy and deserving of love, of unity, of the cosmic intelligence, the purity of connectivity deep, deep emotional connection with others. I feel like you're doing a lot of deep healing work in your heart. And through that path of really loving self, you will not be experiencing unrequited love anymore. This is a deep, deep, deep emotional transformation. Go lightly, go gently. Okay, Capricorn, this month. This is really deep. I want to give you a big hug right now because I feel it. I feel it. Like this may even, and I'm not here to like, I don't even think this is triggering, but if you need to have an emotional release, have an emotional release. I feel a lot of you feeling like you just need to let out and cry for all the parts of you that didn't feel lovable. I understand this. I really do. I really do. Okay. This was planted in you in childhood. Okay. It's something that you're overcoming. I feel it. I feel it. It just wants out. It's that inner child in you just wants to be loved. You give that inner child love first. You tell that part of you, that little boy, that little girl in you, that she's safe, he's safe, that you got that little person, and everything else will follow. Okay? And sometimes you don't really realize that we're perpetuating, the same thing over and over again with different faces, different places. But all this feeling of worth gets reinforced of not being good enough. You are good enough. You are worthy of love. You are love. Okay. Let's get a spirit animal oracle. This one wants to come out. Seahorse spirit. Interesting. I don't know what this means. Watch and wait. Yeah. You've been looking out that airline window, up in the clouds, watching and waiting. Let's see what this seahorse has to say to you. Number 53, 8. So you're going from the 7 to the 8. Okay. This is your progression. This is your soul's evolution progression pathway. 53. Hovering gracefully, the seahorse observes with the perspective of one who is not engulfed by the drama, remaining at a distance from all the turbulence. Interesting that I was bringing that metaphor of an airplane. Those are words around that. Seahorse spirit appears at this time to remind you of the need to be neutral and gain perspective. Your message from Seahorse spirit is, not my circus, not my monkeys. Interesting. Spirit wants you to know that even if you are tempted to jump into the fray and try to fix things, the best way to serve yourself and others right now is to remain calm and simply watch and see. Another message here is that whatever your query, Seahorse Spirit asks you to step back from it. Be willing to explore things from different angles rather than a single one, and just observe what is possible. From the perspective of the position of the neutral observer, you will discover a myriad of opportunities and a deeper understanding of what you seek and why, and you will know beauty, truth, love, and wisdom. I hope this message helps. I'm sending you all a big virtual hug. You are loved. Okay? Never forget that. Spirit loves you. People with awakened hearts love you. You are not alone. You're never, never alone. Okay? Take care.